Okay, Waka, today we're going to have 5.1 Writing Quadratic Functions. Assignment tutorial. Question 1 to 15. Use the vertex direction of opening in another point on the following problem to enter its equation in vertex form. Okay, so we're given the vertex, which we know is h and k. The point, which is x and y. And direction of opening is upwards. That means the a value will be positive. Step 1. Solve for a using vertex form. Okay, so y equals, which we know, y is 12. So 12 equals a times x, which is 2, minus h, which is 0, squared, plus k, which is 0. Okay? So that's 12 equals a. 2 minus 0 is 2, so that's 2 squared plus 0. Well, 2 squared is 4, so that's 12 equals 4a plus 0. We just ignore the 0 there. Divide by 4 on both sides. So 3 equals a. Okay? So now, step 2, write the equation in vertex form, which you know the vertex form is a times x minus h squared plus k. All right? So then f of x equals, we know a is 3, x minus h is 0 squared plus k is 0. All right? So then that simplifies to be 3x squared plus 0, which equals 3x squared. All right, go ahead and finish that up. All right. Let's take a look at question 2. 15. Use the vertex direction of opening in another point on the following parabola to enter its equation in vertex form. Now, this is h, this is k, and our point is x, y. All right, and direction of opening is upward. That means the a value is positive. Okay, step 1, solve for a using vertex form. All right, well, the y value is 7 equals a, we don't know, x is 10 minus h, which is 7 squared, plus k, which is minus 2. Okay, well then 7 equals a times 10 minus 3 is, or 10 minus 7 is 3 squared minus 2. Well, 3 squared is 9, so 7 equals 9a minus 2. Maybe we can hide that. Okay, so now we're going to add 2 to both sides. So you get 9 equals 9a. Divide both sides by 9. 9 divided by 9 is 1, so 1 equals a. All right? Now, step 2, write the equation in vertex form. We know vertex form is a times x minus h squared plus k. So f of x equals a, which is 1, x minus h, which is 7, squared minus 2. All right, let's take a look at the next question. All right, question 3 of 15. Use the vertex direction of opening in another point on the following parabola to enter its equation in vertex form. Okay, the vertex is negative 4h, which is h and k. The point is x and y. Direction of opening is downward. That means the a value is negative. All right? So then that's 0 equals a, which is x, which is negative 3, minus h, which is negative 4, squared, and then plus 8. All right? So then that 0 equals a times, now a negative times negative is positive, so that's negative 3 plus 4, which is 1. So that's a times 1 squared plus 8. Well, 1 squared is 1, so that 0 equals 1a plus 8. Subtract 8 from both sides. So negative 8 equals a. All right? Now, step 2, write the equation in vertex form, which is f of x equals a times x minus h squared plus k. Okay, so then that's f of x equals, well, the a value is negative 8 times x minus h, which is negative 4 squared, and then plus 8. Well, when you subtract a negative, this becomes plus, so then this simplifies to be negative 8 times x plus 4 squared plus 8. All right? Let's take a look at question number 4 of 15. Use the vertex direction of opening in another point on the following parabola to enter its equation in vertex form. The vertex is negative 213, which is hk. The point is x, y, and direction of opening is downward. Step 1, solve for a using vertex form. So that's negative 5 equals a, we don't know, x, which is negative 5, minus h, which is negative 2, squared, plus k, which is plus 13. All right, so then that's negative 5 equals a times, now when you subtract a negative, that becomes positive, so that's negative 5 plus 2, which is negative 3 squared plus 13. So then that's negative 5 equals negative 3 squared is 9, so it's 9a plus 13. Subtract 13 from both sides, so negative 18 equals 9a. Divide by both sides by 9, so then negative 2 equals a. All right? Step 2, write the equation in vertex form, which you know is a times x minus h squared plus k. So f of x equals negative 2 times x minus h, which is negative 2 squared plus k, which is 13. Well, when you subtract a negative, that becomes positive, so this simplifies to be negative 2 times x plus 2 squared plus 13. All right? Question 5 of 15. Enter the equation in vertex form of the parabola that has the given axis of symmetry, points, and direction of opening. The axis of symmetry is x equals 9, the point 7, 15, and 8, 9. The direction of opening is upward. Step 1. Write the first equation of the system using vertex form. Okay? Vertex form is a times x minus 8 squared plus k. X equals 9 is the axis of symmetry, which is the h value, not x. And we're going to use the first point, 7, 15. Okay? So that's x, y. So 15 equals a times x, which is 7, minus h, which is 9, squared, plus k, which is, we don't know. Okay? So then that's 15 equals a times 7 minus 9 is negative 2 squared plus, and let's go and put 1k. All right? Negative 2 squared is 4, so your equation is 15 equals 4a plus 1k. All right? Step 2, write the second equation of the system using vertex form. Vertex form is here. Our axis of symmetry, which is 9, which is our h value, and we're going to use the second point for the second equation, which is 8, 9. So then 9 equals a times x, which is 8, minus h, which is 9, squared plus k, we don't know. All right, so then that's 9 equals 8 minus 9 is negative 1, so a times negative 1 squared plus, and let's go and put 1k. Well, negative 1 squared is 1, so 9 equals 1a plus 1k. All right, there's our second equation. All right, step 3, solve the system equation for a and k. Well, we know the system is 4a plus 1k equals 15, and 1a plus 1k equals 9. Now, we know from previous assignments that we can solve this using a inverse b. So in Desmos, we're going to put in 4, 1, 1, 1 inverse times 15, 9. Okay, so let's use Desmos now. And all right, so now we're going to go to matrix calculator. A, new matrix. 4, 1, 1, 1. Enter. B, new matrix. Don't need this. It's a 2 by 1. So that's 15, 9. Now we're going to do A inverse B, and we get 2, 7. So this is equal to A, K, which we now know is 2, 7. That means that A is 2 and K is 7. So step 4, write the equation in vertex form, which is A, x minus h squared plus k. So f of x equals the a value, which is 2, x minus h, which is 9, squared plus k, which is 7. All right? Let's take a look at question number 6 of 15. Enter the equation in vertex form of the parabola that has a given axis of symmetry, point, and direction of opening. Axis of symmetry is x equals negative 2. Point is negative 3, 2, and 0, negative 13. Direction of opening is downward. Step 1, write the first equation of the system using vertex form. Okay, so we're using vertex form. That's our axis of symmetry, which is our h value, and we're going to use the first point for the first equation. So 2 equals a, x is negative 3, minus h, which is negative 2 squared, plus k. So then that's 2 equals a. Now, when you subtract a negative, it becomes positive, so that's negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1 squared plus 1k. So that's 2 equals negative 1 squared is 1, so it's 1a plus 1k. And there's our first equation. All right. Step 2, write the second equation of the system using vertex form. Y equals a parentheses x minus h squared plus k. X equals negative 2 is our h value, and we're going to use the second point for the second equation. Okay. So then negative 13 equals a, we don't know, x is 0 minus h, which is negative 2, squared plus 1k. So then that's negative 13 equals a times, when you subtract a negative, that's positive, so that's 2 squared plus 1k. Well, 2 squared is 4, so that's negative 13 equals 4a plus 1k. And there's our second equation. Okay. Step 3, solve the system equation for a and k. Well, so we have 1a plus 1k equals 2. And we have 4a plus 1k equals negative 13. Well, we know to solve this, we can do 1, 4, 1, 1 inverse times to negative 13. Okay, so let's use Desmos. Let's delete this. So A, new matrix, 1, 1, 4, 1. And then B, new matrix, that's a 2 by 1, which is 2, negative 13. A, inverse B, which is negative 5, 7. Okay? All right. So we know that this is equal to A, K, which is equal to negative 5, 7. Okay? So write the equation in vertex form. So that's f of x equals A, x minus h squared plus k. So f of x equals our A value is negative 5, x minus h, which is minus negative 2, squared plus 7. Well, when you subtract a negative, that becomes positive, so that simplifies to be negative 5, parentheses x plus 2 squared plus 7. All right. Let's take a look at question 7, 15. Determine the function fits the given data and complete the explanation. The parabola opens upward and has x equals 7 as the axis of symmetry. The function f of x equals 2, parentheses x minus 7 squared plus k. All right. The value of a is positive and the correct axis of symmetry is used. So this function fits the data. Determine whether the function fits the given data and complete the explanation. The parabola opens upward and has x equals 8 as the axis of symmetry. F of x equals negative 3, parentheses x minus 8 squared plus k. The value of a is negative, and the correct axis of symmetry is used, so this function does not fit the data. Determine whether the function fits the given data and complete the explanation. The parabola opens upward and has x equals 5 as an axis of symmetry. F of x equals 1/3 x minus 4 squared plus k. The value of a is positive, and an incorrect axis of symmetry is used, so this function does not fit the data. All right, question 10 of 15. Determine whether the function fits the given data and complete the explanation. The parabola opens upward and has x equals 6 as an axis of symmetry. F of x equals 76, parentheses x minus 6 squared plus k. The value of a is positive, and the correct axis of symmetry is used, so this function fits the data. All right, question 11 of 15. Determine whether the function fits the given data and complete the explanation. The parabola opens upward and x equals 8 as an axis of symmetry. F of x equals negative 7, parentheses x minus 8 squared plus k. The value of a is negative, and the correct axis of symmetry is used, so this function does not fit the data. All right, question 12 of 15. Determine whether the function fits the given data and complete the explanation. The parabola opens upward and has x equals 5 as axis of symmetry. F of x equals x minus 5 squared plus k. The value of a is positive, and the correct axis of symmetry is used, so this function fits the data. All right, question 13 of 15. A soccer player who is 27 feet from the goal is attempted to kick the ball into the goal. The ball reached a maximum height of 12 feet when it was 15 feet from the soccer ball. What is the height of the ball when it reaches a soccer player? Will the ball go into the goal or go over it? The goal has a height of 8 feet, round the height to 1 decimal place. All right, step 1, draw a picture of the soccer ball kicked into the goal. Okay. Step 2, identify the vertex. We know the vertex is 15, 12 because that's where the maximum height occurred. Okay. And I'll put a line there. And again, the key there is maximum. Maximum vertex. Okay. So the vertex is 15, 12. Okay. Step 3, write the equation in vertex form. Height of the soccer ball h of x equals a parentheses x minus h squared plus k. We know h and k, so we can write h of x equals a x minus 15 squared plus 12. Okay, step 4. Substitute the initial point of the soccer ball 0, 0 into the equation h of x equals a parentheses x minus 15 squared plus 12. Now, this is x comma y, but y is the equivalent to h of x. So that's 0 equals a parentheses x, which is 0, minus 15 squared plus 12. Okay, let's move on to step 5 on the next page. All right, so now step 5 is solve for a. So we're going to 0 equals a times negative 15 squared. So what we can do in Desmos, and I can add Desmos calculator, go to scientific calculator, and we want, don't want that, parentheses, 0 minus 15 squared is 225. Okay, so that's 225a plus 12. Okay, subtract 12 from both sides. So negative 12 equals 225a. Divide both sides by 225. So, ran out of space, so we'll come over here. A equals negative 12 divided by 225, which that reduces to be negative 4 divided by 75. And you want to reduce whenever you can, okay? All right. Now, step 6, find the height of the soccer ball when it reaches the goal 27 feet from the point it was kicked. That means we have h of x equals negative 4 divided by 75 times x minus 15 squared plus 12. Well, since this is 27, the x value is 27. So we're going to substitute 27 in for x. So h of 27 equals 7 here, and we're going to calculate that. Okay? And let's use Desmos for that. So negative 4 divided by 15, parentheses 27 minus 15 squared plus 12. Oh, always check to make sure you put the numbers in right. I put a 15 and not 75 right there. And that looks good. One decimal place, so it's 4.3. So the ball will be at a height of 4.3 feet when it reaches the goal. So the ball will go into the goal. All right. All right. Question 14 of 15. A horizontal pedestrian bridge is supported from a parabolic arch. The bridge goes above a roadway that is 40 feet wide. At ground level, the main span of the bridge is 90 feet wide. At the edge of the roadway, 25 feet from where the arch touches the ground, the arch is 16 feet high. How tall is the arch at its tallest point? Round your answer to 1 decimal place. Okay, so step 1, draw a picture of the pedestrian bridge with all the information. Step 2, write the vertex form of the equation with h equals 45. Now we know h equals 45 because the total distance of the bridge is 90 and the axis of symmetry is half that 45, so h is 45. Okay, so y equals a parentheses x minus 45 squared plus k. Okay, step 4, write the first equation system using vertex form. Okay, so that is y is 0, so 0 equals a parentheses x, which is 90, minus 45 squared plus k. Now we can use Desmos to find out what 90 minus 45 is, so squared, parentheses 90 minus 45 squared is 2025. Okay? So then that's 0 equals 25a plus 1k. There's our first equation. Okay? Step 5, write the second equation of the system using vertex form. So we're going to use the same axis of symmetry, but now we're going to use the second point for the second equation. So 16 equals a parentheses x, which is 25, minus 45 squared plus, we know it's going to be 1k, so let's go and write 1k. Now we need to do 25 minus 45 squared. So 25 minus 45 is 400. Okay? So then that 16 equals 400a plus 1k. Okay, there's our second equation. All right? So step 6, solve the system of equations for a and k. So our first equation is 25a plus 1k equals 0. And our second equation is 400a plus 1k equals 16. Oh, you know what? I just noticed this. It might not matter to you, but it matters to me. That is actually step 3. This is step 4. Okay. Which makes this step 5. And we really don't need a step 7. Okay? All right. Now, to solve this, we know that this would be 20, 25, 400, 1, 1, inverse times 0, 16. Okay? So let's go and use Desmos for that. So we can delete this. And if you want, if you're skilled enough, you can just change this. So this is 20, 25, 400. Okay, we're good there. And then this is 0, 16. And then we can do A inverse B. Now, the only number we care about is the K value, that number right there. Okay. So to 1 decimal place, the K value is 19.9. Okay, we don't care about the A value. All right, so the arch is approximately 19.9 feet tall at its tallest point. Okay? All right. Question 15 of 15. All right. A golfer needs to hit a ball a distance of 500 feet, but there is a 60-foot tall tree that is 140 feet in front of the point where the shot needs to land. Given that the maximum height of the shot is 120 feet and that the intended distance of 500 feet is reached, by how much did the ball clear the tree? Round your answer to 1 decimal place. Okay. All right, step 1, draw a picture of the golfer's shot. All right, step 2, write the vertex form equation with the vertex 25, 250, 120. Okay. The height of the golf ball equals h of x equals a parentheses x minus h squared plus k. So h of x equals a parentheses x minus 250 squared plus 120. That's a terrible, terrible plus sign. Let me try that again. All right. Now, step 3, solve for a using the initial point of 0, 0. Okay. Now remember, this is your x and this is your y. Oh, I already wrote that. Now, this is your x, this is your y, but y is equal to h of x. All right. So That 0 equals A, parentheses x, which is 0, minus 250 squared plus 120. Okay. Step 4. Write the vertex form equation with A equals, before we do that, we need to solve for A. Okay. All right, so to do that, we're going to subtract 120 from both sides. So you get negative 120 equals, we can put that in Desmos calculator. All right, and so that's 0 minus 250, which is 62,500. Okay, 62,500 A. All right, now we divide both sides by 62,500. Okay, so negative 120, or I should say A equals negative 120 divided by 62,500. And I'm just curious, let's see if Desmos reduces that if we put that in the calculator. So negative 120 divided by 62,500. So it gives you the decimal, okay? So that's not going to reduce your frac. So, but what we can do is use that number, which is fine. But if you like, it does reduce to be negative 6 divided by 3,125. So if you use a calculator on the computer, you can do that. So this is equivalent to negative 6 divided by 3,125. If you wanted to use a reduced form, which I recommend. And as you can see, you're not going to be able to use Desmos for that. So you're probably going to have to use a calculator. Okay? All right? Now, step 4, write the vertex form equation with the A equals negative 6 divided by 3,125 and the vertex 250 and 120. Okay? So h of x equals negative 6 divided by 3,125, parentheses x minus 250 squared plus 120. Okay? Step 5, evaluate the equation h of x equals negative 6 divided by 3,125 times x minus 250 squared plus 120 at 360 to find the height of the ball when it is at the distance of the tree. Okay? So we're going to plug in Desmos in just a minute. H of 360 equals negative 6 divided by 3,125, parentheses 360 minus 250 squared plus 120. So let's put that in Desmos. Okay. So negative 6 divided by 3,125, parentheses 360 minus 250 squared plus 120. Okay. Now, if you're curious, if you would have put in negative 120 divided by 62500 instead of reducing 360 minus 250 squared plus 120, you see you get the same thing. So you don't actually have to reduce it if you didn't have. You'll see that you get the same thing. Okay. Now they say one decimal place, so that's 96.8. Okay. So that's 96.8. Now, that's our h of 360 value, so 96.8 minus the 60 equals 36.8 feet. Okay, so the ball will be at a height of 36.8 feet when it is at a distance of the tree. So the ball will clear the tree Oh, I'm sorry. Ball will be a height of 96.8 feet when it is at a distance of the tree. So the ball will clear the tree by 36.8 feet. All right. So if you would, go ahead and finish up your 5.1 assignment and have a wonderful Wildcat day.